Hello there. Welcome to Saberbrick Studios, guys, and welcome to the final edition of Building the Battle of Endor in LEGO. If you guys want to see this mock in person, make sure to go to Brickworld Chicago 2023. The link to the website is down below if you want to see the Battle of Endor. And if you want to see my 3 Pirates of the Caribbean ships, the Interceptor, the Dauntless, and the Black Pearl, be sure to go there. There's tons of other LEGO builders going there and other YouTubers as well. It's a really fun event. But without further ado, guys, let's get into all the vehicles, minifigures, and sets that are going into the Battle of Endor. Alright guys, so here's a look at the completed mock. Of course, everything is built here. There's nothing that needs to be placed anymore. There's a few more plant parts that are coming in soon, but that has nothing to do with the actual base terrain level in the actual builds here. And of course, one of the most iconic vehicles on Endor is these Endor speeder bikes. Now, we have accumulated a bunch of these from different sets, like the Endor bunker set, this battle pack, and other random Endor sets as well. We do have 15 of these speeders. I'm going to make them pretty much all uniform with this kind of like gray back and this brown backpack. A few of them still need those final details, but yeah, having 15 of these in the mock is pretty crazy. Like I said, we've had a lot of these in our collection for a long time. I also repaired about 7 of them not too long ago. But yeah, having this many in this mock is going to make this look even that much better. We also have a few turrets that are going to be going throughout the mock. There's going to be a few on top of this landing pad near that 2014, I believe, Tidarian shuttle. That is one of my brother's prized possessions as a LEGO set. We're going to be using that in this mock. Also using 2 of these ATSTs from actually the Battle of Endor bunker set. That is a fantastic set. That's where actually a lot of our parts and pieces have come for this base in particular, as well as these speeders. But I did modify both of these ATSTs slightly. I kind of tiled off and changed the top design just to make it look a little bit more accurate. I also changed some of the Technic functioning because these ATSTs are the weird ones that kind of have moving legs. Like this. Definitely one of the strangest play features I've ever seen in a LEGO Star Wars set, but hey, I think they look pretty awesome. They're also perfectly scaled to the 2020 AT-AT, which is absolutely awesome. I love this set, and we actually were originally deciding to go with 2 AT-ATs in the mock, but we thought it kind of overcrowded it a little bit. We also cut back on the terrain a little bit, just for the ease of transportation and to save some parts. But there's a look at the AT-AT next to the ATST, and of course this giant landing pad. This is probably one of the most impressive things about this mock, is that we were able to build both the bunker and the landing pad in the actual same mock, which is pretty cool. And here's a pretty cool wide shot. To see all of these Imperials lined up next to each other, guys, makes me think, oh my goodness, where on earth are we going to put this many minifigures? And honestly, it's like being a kid in a candy store and being able to place a bunch of minifigures in such a cool mock that we've wanted to build for so long. That is probably half of the minifigures that are going in this mock in terms of actual numbers. We still have to do an entire Rebel army. But I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this. I mean, this is pretty nuts. Just for some basic numbers, guys, there's 24 of these OG Scout Troopers. That is pretty crazy. There's 45 of those Stormtroopers. There's 8 of these newer Scout Troopers. There's 6 ATST drivers / AT-AT drivers. There's 8 of these kind of like operators for the ATSTs. I'm not really sure what you call them, or kind of officers. There's 2 of these modern ATST officers, as well as AT-ATs. A bunch of other Imperial officers. One is missing a helmet. I have to find that. We also have 2 extra Darth Vaders we're going to be putting kind of throughout the mock, as well as this really classic minifigure that's actually from the Star Wars game. We're going to be having a cool scene in the actual landing pad. And of course, here's a look at the kind of miscellaneous kind of pilots or like mechanics in the actual base. 10 mechanics and about 7 or 8 pilots. I don't really know if you would classify all of these as whatever they are, but they're pretty cool. We're going to be putting them in the base and on the pad. And of course, we couldn't have this without the classic Vader with his red guards in the front. So the completed Imperial army is pretty nuts. But as impressive as my Imperial army is, this Rebel army is absolutely fantastic. The Rebel Endor Troopers are some of my favorites. You can see we have a bunch of Leias and Hans that are from this, as well as these classic Lukes. Now again, guys, not all of these minifigures are from my personal collection. It's kind of like our family's collection that we're using for this build. But seeing these armies next to each other is pretty crazy. There's 225 minifigures total. I wish we all had more Ewoks, but Ewoks are actually pretty rare. LEGO has not made them in quite some time. And here's a rundown of the base. I hope you guys enjoy it. Originally, we weren't actually going to have this base be in the process of being battled about. We thought the rebels would just have complete control of it, but we thought that was a little bit too boring, so we went with something else. And there's one of my favorite scenes in the pad where Luke surrenders himself to Vader, and Vader is playing around with his green lightsaber. That is a really cool scene that we wanted to capture. And of course, the main battlefield is very messy because if you guys don't remember, the Ewoks ambush the Imperials, and then it's just chaos in front of the pad. We really wanted to try to capture that to the best of our ability. And likewise, we wanted to create another epic battle inside the base. Here's one of my favorite shots, is where the Ewoks are throwing rocks down at an Imperial squad that went out to go search for them. We got Qui-Gon over here running away. We have more Imperials running towards the battle and all that. I love putting in Easter eggs like the Qui-Gon Jinn one. We got some snipers up there, other scout troopers around. Of course, all the ATSDs and all the details, like the Ewoks tripping it. We got a battle going on there with the speeder that's downed. And here's another look at that battlefield as well, and Han near the generator room. Absolutely so much fun to make scenes from the movie, because we were going for movie kind of accuracy, at least our take on it, over anything else. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Battle of Endor mock series so far. Me and my brother Joseph have worked so hard on it this last year or so. This iteration took about 3-4 months, but we've been planning longer than that. But make sure you guys stay tuned for the cinematic version of this video, and of course a Brickworld Chicago displays place run through. And other than that, Endor is pretty much going to be finished up here on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you guys on the next one.